How you doing, guys? I hope you're well. It has definitely been some time since I've done a video. I think it was the preview of the Liverpool game, if I remember correctly. So after the Liverpool game, I'll be honest with you, I always expect my teams to fight. And in all honesty with you guys, against Liverpool and even Aston Villa, I didn't see a team that fought for the entirety of the game. Against Liverpool was probably worse in the sense of as soon as they got the second goal, it was all over and dusted with, and I didn't feel like the team even tried to respond. I think apart from Soddy hitting a bar, I don't remember ever taking a shot on goal. Then we move on to the Aston Villa game, guys, and it was right from the off. Right from the off, they set the tone, and we just couldn't match them. And then it was just a calamity of what's going on. What is that all about? Ended up with Porro playing right back and Spence playing winger. Surely it should be the other way around. Anyway, that's just like the tip of the iceberg and what I saw in that game. And there's no point looking back because what's already done is now done. So we have some important games coming up. They're all important right now. So we have Man United, Ipswich, Chelsea. So many important games. So many important games coming up. And you do start to wonder where we're going to get a run of games with victories. I said it after I think the Everton defeat. The Everton defeat earlier last month, was it? Last month in January. And I thought to myself, those are the kind of games you want to win. And we ended up, well, after that, it was a 3-4. And you just think to yourself, I don't know when we're going to turn this around. And I thought this at the time. I thought, if we can't win those games against Everton, where are these wins going to come from? And to this day, I'm still in the same predicament. So even though I haven't done a video for over a week, my thought process in what's going to happen at Spurs hasn't changed. And whilst I'll always, support the team, not the regime, this the motto. I'm still no different in how I feel in terms of where these wins are going to come from. So I'm speaking with you guys really frank here and just saying, where's this win going to come from? Like I said, Man United at home. We have Ipswich, we have Chelsea. I'm trying to remember them all right now, but every game is just like it's a mystery of what we're going to get. Let me know your thoughts on the games coming up and where do you see us getting some points from? Because right now it's really hard to be to see. Obviously, you always want the team to win. I'll always want a team to win, and I'm always cheer for them in this game. But when I think the nearer it gets to the game, you just start getting jitters, or I start getting jitters and getting anxiety, thinking, where is this win going to come from? Then I'll go on to the next, the slow burners. Slow burners. Who am I talking about? I mean slow burners. Romero. Romero today, I believe, has missed 25 games. Everything and anything that comes out of White Hart Lane, whether it's the manager that's talking, anyone, he was getting closer, to return. He was seen at training, I think it was back in January, 30th of January, he was seen at training. He was meant to be playing, I believe, for the Hoffenheim, or certainly was getting ready that week. I can't remember if the week leading up to Hoffenheim, just after. Then nothing. I don't know if it's whatever the reasons may be. We always get told different stuff, but the result is 25 games he's missed this season. Then I'll move on to the next one, and then the other slow burner, Van der Ven. Now, Van der Ven made an appearance, but then no one's seen him for 3 games. Some, you've had to hear the, re-injured or not re-injured. Some now are saying he might be out for the season. I don't know, but even what Ange says in the post matches or in interviews, whenever time he's asked about either of the two, there's not been a level of consistency in what he has said. There's been inconsistency in a lot of things he said, but in this particular case, when it comes to Romero and Van der Ven, it always moves the post. And I would love to ask a medical department in Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, what the hell is going on? Who's not telling us the truth? Is it Ange? Is it you guys? What is going on? Because these guys are still nowhere to be seen. Training, are they any closer to playing this weekend or the following one? No one knows. Dragusin, injured, out for the rest of the season, recently got operated. We wish him well. But that leaves us still a little bit light in defence. Thankfully, we've got Danzo through the door. But, he's going to be alongside Archie Gray, pretty much, or Ben Davies. Those are the three that we've got to play with in terms of the central defence, position. Beccaria was meant to be training and should have been closer to returning to action. When none the wiser, we saw images of him in training, a few weeks ago. Would like to see him back. I would. I know many of you probably a bit half and half about having him returning or Kinski, whatever. I would like to have my goalkeeper back, especially the one that's, in my opinion, was still playing really well, leading up to his injury. And then we move on. We move on with the midfield and the forwards. Richarlison now is injured. We have I sent the number 9. That is Richarlison's now injured. We have obviously Solanke out. Tell will play on the left. It looks like, at least from the last game, Tell is going to be playing on the left. With Sonny now occupying the number 9 role, which we've spoken about this. For me, Sonny can play through the middle, but for me, has to be alongside another forward. So essentially, he partner the number 9. So he does the channels, does all that side of the things. And I feel that in that area, if the team is able to pick up a little bit, he could still be really valuable, a member of this side. In the one, a low striker, for me, doesn't quite suit his characteristics. And obviously, the likes of Mikey Moore. I do feel like Kulusevski, some people have hammered him, saying that, he goes missing or he's played some really horrible games. But our team's been horrible all year. At least he's played some good games. He might follow them with some horrible ones as well. So it's kind of 50-50, but at least you've had 50% of him this season. Who else can you say that about? How many of these players have played really well for more than 50% of the season? Not many. So it's really, really hard to shine when your team's really struggling. And we've struggled badly. Low in confidence, defeats are ongoing. So when you're all concerned, don't be hammering the players that have given you something or tried. May not have always succeeded, but they've always been there. For me, playing them on the right-hand side is the wrong solution. We've got to play through the middle. Without Maddison especially involved, we lack creativity. Huge. Maddison, what's happened to him? What's happened to Maddison? Where is he? We last heard that he had a little setback, and he was fatigued, or he was, whatever. What's happened to him? No one's heard from him anymore. So there's a lot of things, There's slow burners. And some of the other ones are it's just a really, really bizarre season, and it continues to be so. And I struggle to see again where we get a run of 2, 3, 4 games. I haven't thought anything. My mind hasn't changed in that front. And now lately, notice the timing when these owners get under a little bit of pressure, because obviously they've continued to keep Postecoglou. So they obviously come under a bit of fire. And then now comes the rumours that we have a Qatari business that is interested in buying Spurs, but in a sort of I don't, wherever this is, it's just the timing makes me laugh. The timing of it all makes me laugh. It's just so, because as you're going hard on towards his ownership or whatever, they throw something out there to make you go, ooh, a Qatari businessman is looking into perhaps buying Spurs, but it would be done in a slow process before it becomes full owners. You know, might buy a percentage of it and then slowly increase it. Please don't believe everything you hear until it actually happens. Really hard to take anything on board that's said on the media. It's hard to take on board anything that Postecoglou says. It's hard to take on board anything that comes out of that club right now, because there's no clarity, there's no transparency in absolutely anything that comes out of that club right now. From the owners, from the manager, from nobody. We don't know. As fans, we don't know absolutely zilch. That is the fact. Everyone else can be talking whatever they want, but that is the fact. None of it is 100% truth in its entirety. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Like, comment and subscribe. And as always, forever always, come on you Spurs.